Hello, Army of Light, Earth Division. It's Shawna L. Francis, and today is November 21st, 2022. Thank you so much for joining today's Ascension Daily Update. I think we are on like number 70 or something. We're real close to having 70 of these. Can you believe that? How time has flown. So I missed yesterday, and it was nice. I got a lot done. Today's my last full day here. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks tomorrow. That has flown by too, and it's been an incredible couple of weeks. Had so much fun. Just really busy though. I'm tired. I'm tired. Anyway, so I want to give you an update on what Melchizedek had to say yesterday, and a lot of that has to do with the team. And then I'll talk more about what happened today. We did deeper channeling exercises. So Melchizedek was working with me, helping to train me in more streamlined channeling. So I'm going to talk more about that too. All right, Melchizedek yesterday. They're very sweet when they came in. They're like, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to connect with us in this way. We are really honored and pleased with what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I was like, well, I'm so glad you came in. Thank you. I've been so busy. She's like, there's not enough time. There's so much to do and so little time to do it. Well, they had just said that to me a few days ago. There's so much to do and so little time to do it. Maybe it was Cryon who said that. So we joked about this, how we are both feeling this way. They're coming from the spiritual aspect. I'm coming from the 3D aspect here. Somehow it's all working. It's all happening. We're making progress. Shawna, we love you as well. You're really starting to feel the love coming from all of us. The entire angelic realm, all of us here as Melchizedek, the galactic realm, and of course Cryon, and there are many, many more, Shawna. Also, yesterday, Sunday morning, I joined Robbie McKenzie doing a channeling of Archangel Metatron. Robbie McKenzie is the person who channeled the Clarion Call book. That was the book that I read that catapulted me onto my awakening path, talking about aliens and Ascension and all this crazy stuff and our missions, and I was just freaking out about this book, and I kept having these waves and waves of energy go through my body. So I mean, there was just no denying that this was something really incredible going on within me, with this book, with these messages. So Archangel Metatron yesterday did a big energy update as part of this channeling through Robbie, and it felt so good. So I was, again, just feeling so good yesterday. So Melchizedek is bringing up the angelic realm again. And we know that this is a huge party, all celebrating the milestones that are reached daily, positive movement and higher frequencies, the leaps of faith that many of you are taking right now. This is an exciting time for the planet and for her species. We are giddy with delight on this side of the veil, watching how this is all unfolding. We especially want to thank those of you who thought you'd never be able to reach this level of vibration, coming so far out of the depths of shadow and lower vibrational living to enter into light and love, making a difference, working on behalf of the light. Yay. We commend you, we thank you, we see you, we honor you. We're taking a stand just like all of you who have said yes to the unknown, yes to change, and yes to the new. We're taking a stand in pursuit of unity, compassion, freedom, and love. There's nothing else we would rather be doing than supporting you, each and every one of you, with this most incredible path. One step at a time, climbing further and further up the hillside together and creating an incredible pathway, cleared of major roadblocks, plenty of light, a welcoming spirit, and open arms. Many will follow you. Many will feel this and it will be like a lifeline, a life raft for those feeling adrift in a sea of despair, and if not despair, then a sea of apathy, disconnect, and negativity. We help lift you, one and all, to the upper room as you say yes, and as you feel that you know us and can trust us, and can trust yourselves to soar when the time comes. And I said, thank you, Melchizedek. So quite beautiful, just nice cheerleading for all of us on this path, working this, trying to figure it out. This is, it's nothing short of a rebirth. And again, feeling Metatron's energy yesterday, it just reminded me, this has been 4 years in the making for me to get to this point finally. And here I am working with Melchizedek, and they are helping me to be a better channel and to not get derailed with the information that's going to be coming through. So today I spent a couple hours with them this afternoon, and we did 6 or 7 kind of exercises where they were coming in really fast with the channeling, and also just saying things that were kind of more random to kind of just allow me to let go and to stop trying to understand what they're trying to say. So yeah, I sat down to meditate about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and they came in pretty quick and said, we'd actually like to try some things and go even deeper with the channeling today. So I got everything done that I needed to get done, and about 5 o'clock I sat down and we got into this. So they had me meditate for about a half an hour. And then even before I'm hitting the record button or anything, they're talking about, okay, we want you to kind of disconnect that part of your brain that wants to comprehend what we're saying. We really want you to kind of step back and just allow the words to flow. And, they're getting after poor Paul Selig all the time with the books that he's channeling for them. And I can see how hard it is to just let things flow, because honestly, I want to do a good job. I want to make sure that I'm 100% accurate with the information coming through. And really what they're talking about today is that what they said is, they reiterated, the information that will be coming through is going to be so outlandish and so hard to believe that it is going to be really hard for me as a channel. So this is just kind of the first step in us working toward getting to a point where I can be comfortable with the information coming through without derailing the channeling. So we started this off, and I had said, well, what do you want me to do for this 30 minutes meditation? And they said, relax, clear your mind, focus on your breath, and open your heart. So that's what I did. And so there's about 3,500 words that were spoken during these 6 or 7 exercises that we did today. So I can't read all of them. It was like 40 minutes worth of channeling with big pauses in between. So I'm going to I'll talk about some of the specifics, but I'm going to summarize most of this. And again, this was more for an exercise, not so much channeling for all of you. Some of the information's a little bit more light, and some of it kind of meandered. But they said I did a good job, so I'm so excited about that. They said, thank you, Shawna. We're going to move into this quickly to bypass the brain, bypass your thinking self, and even the part of you that feels. We're going to be moving here swiftly with the words. And so, yeah, it just started flowing, just and they stopped and they said, how was that? I said, that was good. How did I do? And they said, you did excellent. All right, so we started again. They did go into some of this, the dark times ahead stuff, the reptilian disclosure. We did talk a little bit about this during these exercises. Part of this, in kind of the second round that we did, they talked about there will be many people who are going to hit like survival mode. It's like a modified version of fight or flight, when you're feeling like you need to survive. I'm not exactly sure what they were talking about in terms of, well, is it going to be because of the information I'm bringing through? Or is it going to be some other big cataclysm or a big world war? They've talked about this in the last book, Resurrection. They said that there is going to be a war to end all wars sometime in the future, within 4 generations, because they've talked about there being 4 generations where we're finally to the point where we are, we're at that ascension level. So I know that sounds like it's such a long time for many of you guys who have been working on this for a long time, for many, many years. But yeah, so we're still here at the beginning of this, forging the path forward. But survival mode, they talked about people sensing that they're going to be in danger, and the endorphins are going to kick in. The adrenaline's going to kick in. And their minds and their bodies are going to get in alignment, and there'll be many people in survival mode for the next phase. They talk about destruction, dismantling, reconciliation. This is a true reckoning, they said. And it goes way beyond what the mind can comprehend in terms of truly how big of an evolution this is, how far reaching it is, and just not even try to grasp it, but just know that, you know, they said they're talking about cataclysmic change that can never be undone. It is permanent. All right. Again, they just said, you know, so they were, I think, you know, they're starting to give me information that may feel uncomfortable or scary to me. And then they, you know, after talking about this, the cataclysm and this destruction, they said, Shawna, don't get bogged down in what's being said here. Just go with the flow. Allow us to use your throat. Allow us to use your voice box. Allow us to use your eyes. Allow us to use your ears. Just relax and allow this energy to flow through you. And at that point, I was noticing that I was getting, I get like a little bit of an irritation in my throat sometimes when I channel. Like it's I don't know how to explain it, but just the muscles get a little bit cramped up in my throat. And so that started happening too. So I don't know if it was part of the nerves of what we were doing or just the nature of the work that we were doing together. All right, so we had a break, and then we went on to the 3rd round. And this was really interesting. They had a long monologue about looking into another person's eyes and getting to know somebody that way, like being able to gaze deeply, right directly into somebody else's eyes. It like ignites this energy, especially with people who are like maybe your soul family, or you know each other from many past lives, or you've worked together, other aspects of your soul have worked together in the past, or you're meant to meet, or whatever that is. So they talked about gazing into each other's eyes and seeing a person's soul. And then when after you make that connection, then engaging your heart and making a heart connection with that other person. And that's when the magic really starts to happen. And then they talk about the true partnership happens when the solar plexuses start to get aligned between 2 people. So this was like a big, long kind of exercise in channeling, talking about all this stuff. It was really interesting, actually. I do recall being alive at the time of Jesus, and I was with John the Baptist. He was my romantic lover. I was behind the scenes, but they talk about John the Baptist and I having that kind of a relationship, the eyes, the heart, the solar plexus alignment, and just having a very deep, deep connection in that way. Let's see what else. They talk a little bit about the twin flames during this exercise also. I love that they're bringing up twin flames. It's been a long time coming. I'm ready. I'm ready to make this connection. I mean, I'm making the connection. My twin flame is a part of my team, part of my etheric team, and is always here. But we're going to be kicking into gear in terms of the twin flame energies to help emancipate the negative reptilian energy here. I don't know how that's going to happen exactly, but they keep bringing up the twin flames. I'm really excited about that. All right. Then we took another break, and they said, so we want to make sure, Shawna, that you're ready for this and you're able to speak the way we'd like you to speak with the words we'd like you to use, and that you're understanding and are able to accurately and efficiently and confidently relay the information that we give you. Does this make sense? So they kind of just kept, between the exercises coming back to the idea of what are we trying to accomplish here. And they asked, how does that feel? How does that sound? I said, it's great. How am I doing? They said, you're doing excellent. You're doing wonderful. Round 4. Yeah, this is, again, just they're pushing it a little bit in terms of my comfort level. They said, we bring you information that is going to be hard for you to comprehend and understand because it's just so far outside of what you would deem to be real, and so far outside of your comfort zone. You're not going to believe what we have to tell you, and it's going to be hard for you to really stomach it and understand and just allow this to be a part of who and what you are in terms of bringing this information forward. You are doing a job, dear one. It's a responsibility, one that you've signed up for. It's your mission, and it's also your reckoning. We've talked about this with Melchizedek and I before. This is a reckoning for me. This is my karma. So I learned this especially through the work with the Ark of the Covenant, through the Halls of Amenti. This is also my reckoning. It is your karma. Remember that you cannot go halfway, dear. You have to be all the way in. And this is how you rectify your karma. There's been such destruction, they said, such massive destruction. And this is your time where you will be asked to make reparations for this. And we know that you sit here as Shawna L. Francis and you don't have any recollection of what was done in the past or how you contributed or what was accomplished. But we all know. We all know exactly what you've done, and there's a part of you that knows what you've done, and you are here to make reparations. This is your reparations as your karmic lineage. So more of that kind of thing, just setting the stage for bringing forth information that's going to be hard for all of us to grasp and to believe. This is going to be challenging. It's going to be monumental. I'm doing this because I have karma to balance in this area. So I was reptilian in the past lives, if you want to call them past lives, probably concurrent lives. And it sounds like I've done some pretty awful things. And I mean, as I sit here as Shawna, I don't feel remorse or feel bad about these things, but I am at least mentally understanding what's going on here in terms of karma. And obviously Melchizedek, Cryon, the team's doing a beautiful job of supporting me, helping me to understand this. They're being gentle and nurturing, and I'm feeling completely loved and supported through this. I am, as awful as this all sounds, I'm feeling really good about it. I'm happy and honored to be bringing forth information like this that will help change the world for the better, help get us more securely on this ascension path, bring the truth to light finally, are helping to do that. I'm sure there are many of us talking about the reptilian influence. There are many of us who are probably doing similar things like what I'm doing here right now, getting ready to disclose this information. Eyes wide open, heart wide open, here we go. They talked a little bit about, like, in this moment that's here in front of us, it's the angelic realm coming together with the reptilian realm, and this happening. So again, we learned from a previous video, that I'm Seraphim, I'm an angel in training, and doing this work, bringing this information forward, helping work with this energy is going to be what catapults me or secures my position as an archangel or an angel. I don't know if it's archangel, to be quite honest, but become an actual angel. So this has I gotta do this to make this happen. Then we had a break and they said, how was that? I said, it was good, feeling good here. And I just said, I really just want to make sure that the information that I'm bringing through is accurate. And they said, we will never let this happen. Please trust us and trust yourself. You know, we've been doing this a long time together. You know who you are. You know what you are. You know who we are. And this is a beautiful symbiotic relationship here that goes beyond anything you can comprehend. So trust us and trust this partnership. A little bit more on my reckoning here. Yes, Shawna, this is where you're going to have your reckoning, your ability to stand up in front of a crowd and declare these things as truth. Be confident in this, knowing who and what you are, and it's going to flow beautifully, dear. You're going to get this, and it's going to be a major catalyst for the evolution of the planet and humanity. It's a big job. It's a huge undertaking. There's no other way to state this for you, and it will take everything that you have to be able to make this happen. You will have exactly who you need on your side of the veil to make this happen. These people are in place. It'll make your job easier, and it'll make our jobs easier as well, they said. They said that we'll be like on a jet boat, just streaming across the top of the water. You know, they've used the water metaphor quite a bit. Riding the wave, surfboard on top of the wave versus getting pummeled under the waves. So they talk about this jet boat, and they said it will take some adjustment for people to keep up with you. It will be coming so fast and things will be shifting so quickly. Many heads will be spinning. But you'll have plenty of people who will be able to keep up with you and support you in the way that you need to be supported. So, dear one, just know this. All right. What else? I did a little questioning of, you know, what do they really mean by this is going to take everything? Like, you know, literally on a day-by-day basis, what does this mean? Like, I can't go halfway in. I've got to go all the way in. I get that there's a conviction here that I can't just halfway do this and expect the job to be done. I guess it's really about owning it on deep, deep levels, believing in it, and being fearless. And then for our 6th exercise, we did some singing and toning. They have Paul Selig do toning quite a bit through his books. So we were doing Om, and I was toning and kind of singing. So that was really interesting, kind of just working with vibration in that way. They talked about working with the collective, working with the collective field, that they don't have to know everybody at the singularity level because they are working at this at such a high level. It's like they're working with the parts of us who know who and what we are as everlasting souls of love and light, all one, all connected, all made from source. So they said that they are really striving to work with that level of humanity. They talked about love being really an inadequate word for it, but that's the closest they can get in terms of how we would understand it, in terms of, you know, what they bring and who and what we are. Everything is love. Let's see here. That's really... I'm gonna wrap it up with this, and this is how they wrapped it up too. They said, it's just a matter of time, and we will have a whole choir singing the same song in perfect harmony. and it will feel so good, so natural. It will be like coming home. Okay, Shawna, we're going to wrap this up. Okay, so it'll feel like coming home. That's definitely how they had talked about this before, a few weeks ago. So, I mean, thanks, guys. You're just right here in the thick of it with me in real time. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all your love and all your beautiful comments and all the sharing of your journeys, your challenges. We have just such a beautiful family here. I'm so thankful for you. Tomorrow, I'm on a plane early. I don't get in until late afternoon. I do not expect to make a video tomorrow unless the team wants me to. And then we are to Wednesday, and then we're to Thanksgiving. So I'm not exactly sure. I may be able to get a video in Wednesday, maybe, if I'm feeling confident with being ready. I'm hosting Thanksgiving dinner for my family and a friend. So anyway, it's a little touch and go. So I don't expect to make a video tomorrow. I don't expect to make a video on Thanksgiving. Then I've hired movers to move stuff on the following Tuesday, a week from today. So I have to have everything packed and ready for that. So the fun never ends, guys. We're just rolling. Okay, I love each and every one of you. Thanks again for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.